Today we're going to do some nice street photography with the Ricoh GR. This one's a 3. The sun is not exactly down yet. Alright, so I don't do like nice street photographies because it's just kind of boring in a city. I feel like Houston is just not a very night street photo friendly kind of place, if you know what I mean. Like there's just not that many kind of like nightlife, I'd say. Like downtown is pretty much dead, as well as like pretty much all the street. Everything closed pretty much around like 10 o'clock, and there's not many like neon signs. I mean, there are some, but it's usually pretty boring. But that's not gonna stop me today. We're gonna try to look for some. At least that's what I thought at the beginning, and eventually I got distracted by something that ended my photo walk, but more on that later. Over here I found a very similar car wash location from my previous night street photography video, but this one is only half the size of the other one. Photographing night stores is one of the easiest and the simplest way to create great contrast in night images. And on top of that, if you mix reflection shots from whatever surface that you can find around the subject that you want to take photos of, it'll usually yield great results. Since I'm using a wider focal length here with the Ricoh GR3, I really have to move in close to really utilize the reflection. And by doing so, it adds more layers into the shots. In other words, the reflection surface also acts as a source of foreground element, since the camera is literally right above the reflection surface. That gives the photo more depth and layers. And if someone walks in right into the frame, this will add silhouette to the photo, which will make this photo way more interesting. But we don't have that kind of luxury here in a spread out city like Houston. And I say that's one of the biggest problems with taking night photos in Houston. Either there's absolutely no one on the street, or there is a whole bunch of people in one location, such as like a bar or a restaurant. That is just a common occurrence in a very car-dependent city. Since I'm driving around, I usually park pretty close to the light source, and the 28mm gives me that flexibility to decide if I want a close-up shot or a wider environmental shot. Despite the inconvenience with all the drivings and lack of people on the street, I do have to mention that one of the biggest advantages of taking night photos in Houston is that the contrast between light and shadow is huge, because it's always very dark on the street, so that makes it a lot easier to spot like a bright location. And this makes it easy for the subject matter to pop even more because of the natural environment that's in. You know how photographers try to use masking tools just for the subject to pop in the photo? I absolutely don't have to do anything here. No masking tools, no like vignetting, nothing has to be done because it's pretty much pitch black out there. All I really had to do was expose for the highlight, and that's pretty much it. Not gonna lie here, I came up the stairs because I thought it's a great location for perhaps a thumbnail photo. It's basically pitch black over here except the stairs, so I thought it looked pretty nice. But we'll have to see. Not exactly sure if the thumbnail will actually work. If you click into the video and the thumbnail looks different, then that means the thumbnail I took here sucked, so I had to change it. It's really hard to find like a well-lit place to vlog like this. And by the way, I'm using a strap now instead of like a, well, it's not exactly a strap, it's more like a wrist strap. So I still don't like actual camera strap. Yeah, so no, I still don't use camera straps. I mean, I have them just in case if I need it, but I don't like them. I don't like to use them at all, not even one bit. However, the wrist strap, I have thoughts on this, which this will be like another video, not for this one. Then I decided to try a couple of motion blur photos, since I haven't done it in a while. Obviously nothing much is moving here, so I kind of had to improvise and move the camera myself, physically. And yes, it's still fun and pretty crazy looking. I'll probably do more of these in the future. Then I decided to turn the camera towards the only moving thing on the street, which is cars. Again, cars. The shot was taken handheld, 1.3 seconds. Not too shabby, but I was pretty shaky. You can see the photo is kind of blurry too because I was kind of hungry. Right behind me is the original Shipley donuts. Right there. That's the very first one in Houston. I might just go ahead and get the donuts and call it for a night. It's really hard to find places to take photos at night, especially when I'm just driving around and around and around.
$9. Thank you, bye-bye.
Thank you.